In this video, we're going to look at the B2 speaking exam and what examiners look for in pronunciation. So what do they expect? The B2 exam, like other exams, assesses how well you pronounce English, and examiners use 4 categories or criteria. They look at intelligibility, or how easy it is to understand you. They consider how well you can use intonation in English. They also look at how well you stress words and use stress in sentences. And then finally, they consider how you pronounce the sounds of English. So let's talk about each one of these. Intelligibility tests whether your speech is clear and easy for people to understand. You can have some minor errors if the meaning of what you're saying is clear. And here we have 2 examples, speaker A and speaker B. Which of these is easier to understand?
My big brother works an office in center of city.
My brother works in an office in the center of the city.
And in these 2 examples, although the accents are quite strong, the second person, speaker B, is easier to understand. For intonation, what examiners look at is to see if the way you use the intonation is generally appropriate, and that you can use the rising and falling pitch that people use in English to show your meaning and any emotion that you have. They also try to decide if listeners can follow your intention or your meaning. And here we have some examples. We have a sentence, we have a question, and we also have somebody expressing surprise, all with the same sentence. And naturally, with a sentence like this, the intonation is going to be down.
Raining.
With a question, it's natural for the intonation to go up.
It's raining?
And if somebody is expressing something like surprise, we can also find a rising tone.
It's raining.
If we move on to stress, and examiners here look at 2 things, they consider word stress and sentence stress. Word stress in this case means stressing the right syllables in a single word. For example, we have the noun, which is record. The verb is to record. And if we look at our sentence stress, what we're looking at here is that the candidate stresses the right words for clear meaning. And we have 2 example sentences here, a short question and a slightly longer sentence. In our first question, the stress is on the first and the last word. Where do you work? In our second example, the stress is on 3 different words. I wanted to tell you something. And these are the words that we can hear, and it's important for you to pay attention to this. And then the last thing examiners consider are individual sounds. And at B2, people should be able to pronounce most consonants and vowels. And it's fine to make an occasional mistake as long as it is clear what you're trying to say. And here are some examples here. We have the long sound and the short sound. Feet, fit. We have the pronunciation of the B and P sound. Big, pig. And here we have the R and L, which is a problem for some Asian languages. Read, lead. And then finally, an example here of the TH pronunciation. Think and the. So what exactly can you do? With intelligibility, it's important to try to be as clear as you can when you say things. So you should listen to what you are saying. For intonation, there are many examples online where you can work with the rising and falling tones. With stress, you should practice the individual sounds and also sentence stress. And then finally, with the articulation, the individual sounds, it's a good idea to record yourself, but you can also record yourself for intelligibility, intonation, and stress. Finally, this video doesn't teach you everything about pronunciation, but we do have some recommendations, and our favorite is BBC Pronunciation. Now you can find this on the BBC website, the BBC Learning English website, or all of these videos are also up on YouTube, and we've put a link in the description for you. Good luck.